So when you want to define any loop, for loop, then it requires integer type of data, integer type of variable, and that is to be written after for. So the common syntax of for loop is for j in. These are the keywords. In and for are keywords, reserve words. So for j in, and then you are going to write the lower value. Let's say for example it's 1. Then we have to write double dots. Okay. It is part of the syntax, double dots. If you write 1 dot or 3 or 4 dots or any number of dots, it will give you an error. So it is required to be specified only double dots. So for j in 1 dot dot 10, and then this loop keyword should be written for j in 1 dot dot 10 loop. Then whatever you want to write within the loop, that is to be specified here, the logic, and then end loop. End loop is for ending the loop. Whether it is while loop or for loop, end of statement would be and loop. Okay.
What was this round I comma 2 about?
So I comma 10, which one? This,
Yeah, this one.
that is for rounding the value of I, because I is a float value, so we are rounding it.
Okay, with the decimal place too.
Decimal,
Okay.
up to 2 decimal place. So I'm displaying value of j, okay, and we don't need this now, so I'm removing it. Let's see how it will display the answer. So this for loop will display numbers 1 to 10. Okay. Now suppose you want to display this number into reverse order, and if you are writing this, it will not display anything because this is not valid. It won't give you any error, but at the same time it will not display the values 10, 9. Okay, so to execute the loop in reverse, we have to use reverse keyword. So this should be written here for j in reverse 1 to 10, and then loop. Okay, so then it will display all the numbers into reverse order. Okay, so this is about for loop. Now let's see while loop, how to define the while loop. So you must have learned in C in your programming this course, programming course, what is the difference in for and while loop. So for loop will have a fixed number of iterations, okay, and while loop is used for the iterations which are not fixed beforehand. So whenever we define a while loop, there are three steps in the while loop: initialization, checking condition, and third is increment or decrement in the variable, okay, which is used for executing the loop. So the variable which is used for iteration, it should be incremented or decremented. Now in for loop also, these three steps are done. Okay, these three steps are also there in the for loop, but it is inclusive in the for loop. Okay, it is implicitly defined. We don't have to do anything for this checking condition or incrementing, decrementing. I mean, we have to write, but that is implicitly defined in the for loop, like here. So when we write for j in 1 dot dot 10, this one is called initialization of variable, right? So j would be initialized with 1. Then check condition is also implicitly defined in the loop because we have written 1 dot dot 10. So what does that mean? It says that uh, the value of j will be checked, and if it is less than or equal to 10, the for loop will be executed, else it will be ended. Okay, so that is also implicit in this for loop. And increment or decrement is also defined within the for loop, because 1 dot dot 10 itself says that we have to give increment by 1. Okay, and when we write reverse, then it means that we have to decrement the for loop with 1. Okay, but in while loop we have to define all these 3 steps. Fine. So let me show you the while loop. I'm removing this. Now if you want to convert this for loop into while loop, then we are going to write, first of all, j is equal to 1. Then we have to specify the condition while j is less than or equal to 10. That is our termination condition. Execute the command and display the output. Then increment or decrement, whatever you want to do. J is equal to j plus 1 and end loop. Okay. Here we have to write loop. So this is the syntax of while loop. Okay, so this assignment operator is wrongly specified, and that is why it is showing error. We have to write colon equal to. See, in Oracle, whenever it will display the error, as you can see, it is showing error at line 8. So you can identify line number 8 here. Okay, and then you have to check what is the error in that line. Always the error will not be in that in that specific line number. So you need to check the previous line as well as the next line. Okay, mostly it will be around that line only, but sometimes it may not also. So in that case, you are going to check your logic, your program. Okay, so this is how we execute the while loop. Okay, any queries in this while loop? Is it clear? If you have any questions, then you can ask me. I'm not getting any response from you, so I am not able to. Okay, so this is initialization, this is checking condition, and here is the part where we increment or decrement the value of variable. Okay, so shall we proceed? These are the basic statements which you have to which you should know. And see, we are not going to do practicals like display pyramid, or I'm not going to ask those type of questions in the exam, in practical exam. Okay, because we are writing programs for fetching data from the database, so our focus will be on that part only, and for that we need to know cursor. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how to write cursor and how to fetch records from the database. Fine, but this is a uh, basic structure of PLSQL blocks, so that is why I have shown you. And these are the unnamed block. Named block would be procedure, function, triggers, because we specify some name, we assign some name to that block, and later on we can refer it with its name. So that is why it is called named blocks. Okay.